Why is Für Elise by Beethoven so hard to play? Isn't it supposed to be an easy beginner piano piece? That's what everyone thinks until they try playing it correctly. On paper, it looks innocent enough. A few playful arpeggios, a catchy little melody, and then a light dance in the bass. But Beethoven was like, let's make this deceptively tricky for anyone not paying attention. It's like peeling an onion. There are layers, and they'll make you cry. The first pain point, the rhythm. Specifically, those little grace notes that pop up in the melody. They're supposed to sound effortless, but instead, they sucker punch most beginners. Left unchecked, they either drag behind the beat or rush ahead. This creates a chaotic mess instead of the delicate air of whimsy the piece demands. It's like trying to glide on roller skates while tripping over small rocks. Then there's the left hand. It's not hard in the traditional sense, but those bass notes and accompanying patterns have to stay steady as a machine, all while your right hand dances like it's throwing a playful tantrum. Balancing the two is where most people get humbled. It's like rubbing your stomach while patting your head, except Beethoven is smirking at you. One dirty little secret of Für Elise: dynamics. Everybody knows the notes, but almost nobody plays them with the feeling they deserve. Those swelling crescendos and subtle decrescendos might seem small, but they're what make the piece sound like it comes alive. Skip them, and it's as flat as microwaved leftovers. Here's the real killer: the speed. Sure, you can play Für Elise at a crawl and claim victory, but that's not the point. The fluttering runs in the middle section, they need to sparkle. That means precision and speed. And unless your fingers practice like Olympic sprinters, forget about making it sound clean. Let's talk about the section everyone skips. You know, the stormy middle part that turns Für Elise from haunted music box to dramatic movie scene. It's in a blisteringly different character than the rest of the piece, with rhythmic complexities and dramatic mood swings. But hey, skipping it won't earn you pianist street cred. Common beginner mistake number 1, pedaling. The sustain pedal is your best friend turned worst enemy here. Overdo it and the delicate notes bleed into a muddy soup. Underdo it and the piece sounds like it's choking. Perfect balance takes practice and some trial and error. Pro tip: practice the transitions. Jumping from the sweet opening theme to the towering middle and back to the fluttery arpeggios isn't simple. Most players clap them together awkwardly, and it's painfully obvious when they haven't mapped these motions out. Here's the part nobody tells you. Für Elise isn't just technical, it's emotional too. Beethoven poured actual heartbreak into those notes, allegedly for a girl he couldn't have. So playing it mechanically? That's missing the point entirely. You're telling a story, not solving a math problem. But let's talk about why it's worth it. Für Elise is one of those magical pieces that pulls you into the history of classical music. It doesn't just sound beautiful. It feels like Beethoven handing you a small piece of his soul. Getting it right will make you feel unstoppable. The key to mastering Für Elise? Start slow. No, slower than that. Speed comes later after your fingers understand the geography of the keys. Break it into sections and don't move on until you've nailed each one. It's like building a house brick by brick. And if you're still struggling after weeks of practice, don't beat yourself up. Für Elise is a rite of passage for pianists. For every effortless performance you see online, there's likely hundreds of hours of practice behind it. Beethoven didn't make it easy, but that's what makes it fun. When you finally do get it down, dynamics, grace notes, transitions, emotions, the works, it feels like summiting a small musical mountain. And you know what? The view from the top is worth every single frustrating moment. Beethoven would approve, probably.